At first, the Jews were one large family. This family consisted of Yaakov and his 12 sons, who were called Bnei Israel. At that time, there was a famine in Canaan, the land where they lived. The Bnei Israel left Canaan for Egypt, and they stayed there to live. Years passed, they had children, and gradually the family became very large. They felt safe in Egypt because one of Yaakov's sons, Joseph, was Pharaoh's chief advisor. But now, the time has come when a new Pharaoh came to power. This new ruler did not favor Bnei Israel. He saw that this family had grown very much, and he was afraid that one day it would become enmity with Egypt. Pharaoh began to issue laws that made the life of Jews unbearable. He turned them into slaves and ordered that all boys born to Jewish mothers be thrown into the Nile. The Torah says that at that time a son was born in a Jewish family. His parents, wishing to save the life of the child, made a small basket, put the boy in it, and left it on the river bank, and the boy's sister Miriam was sent to see what would happen to the child. A group of women was approaching the bank of the river. One of them was the daughter of the Pharaoh. Seeing the baby, Pharaoh's daughter took pity on him. Miriam exclaimed, "Do you want me to find you a woman who will nurse this child for you?" The Pharaoh's daughter agreed, and the brave Miriam rushed home and brought her mother. The boy's name was Moshe. His mother became his nurse in the palace, and the Pharaoh's daughter was his protector. Moses was brought up at the royal court. He did not forget his origin from the oppressed people. One day, in a fit of indignation, Moses killed an Egyptian overseer who severely punished a Jewish slave. The death penalty that threatened him for this involuntary crime forced Moses to flee to the land of Midian, where he settled, married a woman named Zipporah, and they had a son. For 40 years, Moshe led a quiet pastoral life, until something amazing happened. In the field, he saw a burning bush. Moshe came closer to view this miracle and heard the voice of God, which gave him the command to return to Egypt in order to let his people out of captivity from slavery. Moshe, together with his brother Aaron, they came to Pharaoh and demanded in the name of God to let the Jewish people go. Pharaoh answered, "Who is this God that I should listen to him?" To punish the Pharaoh, the Almighty sends execution to Egypt. There were 10 of these terrible Egyptian executions. During the first Egyptian plague, God turned the water in the Nile River into blood. Then he sent frogs on the earth. The third plague was lice, which literally covered every man, woman, and child in Egypt. The fourth plague was the invasion of wild animals. The fifth was the pestilence of domestic animals. The sixth was boils on the body of the Egyptians. The seventh was a fiery hail. The eighth was the locust that covered the whole earth. The ninth was darkness that reigned over all of Egypt. And the last, the death of all the Egyptian firstborn. The angel of death, who carried out this execution, passed the houses of the Jews, which were marked with the blood of the sacrificial lamb. The 10th plague also affected the family of the Pharaoh himself, and only after he finally agreed to release his Jewish slaves. Leaving Egypt in a hurry, our ancestors did not even take bread with them, only dough that had not yet had time to rise. Just a week after the Exodus, the army of the Pharaoh overtook the Jews at the Red Sea, where another miracle happened. The waters of the sea parted before the Jewish people. And here we are, the descendants of those people. In memory of these events, from year to year, we celebrate our exodus from Egypt, the holiday of Passover. And for 7 days we eat matzah in order to remember and not forget that we were once slaves in Egypt and that God freed us from slavery.